Well, aren't you a regular Nancy Drew?
I learned that from the Nancy Drew detective.
Okay, go.
You think you can follow the clues and solve the case of the missing condiment, Nancy Drew?
Because I've read every Nancy Drew mystery ever written.
Nancy, please tell me you're joking.
Wow, you suck at this Nancy Drew stuff. You should get a new hobby.
My name is Carson Drew, and this is my assistant, Nancy.
Nancy Drew.
It's curtains for you, Miss Drew.
Nancy Drew strikes again.
A regular Nancy Drew.
Hello, regular Drews.
Hello, everyone, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, because we are officially in the holidays. I mean, Kori and I, maybe not so much because we're recording this a little bit ahead of time, but this is coming out on December 19th. So yeah, like a week from Christmas. And so we just thought, what a better time than to cover a, Christmassy themed content. And this is season 2, episode 12 of the Hardy Boys Nancy Drew Mysteries, titled "Will the Real Santa Claus ... Yay! I loved it.
Yeah, what a perfect Christmas episode.
Honestly, like the perfect Christmas episode of TV that I've ever seen.
It was so fun.
So fun. Absolutely everything you could want. Leaves you with like, is Santa Claus real? Questions at the end of it. Just a fun time. Nothing too serious, but exciting enough to like really wet your whistle. And like, it would be the perfect episode of TV to have on in the background while you're decorating.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just so, and it's snowy. Like just the vibes are all great. All great. Great vibes.
It was so good. Like it's so festive without detracting from the mystery, but it's mysterious enough that it's not detracting from the festival, the festivity part of it. So it's so cute.
Exactly.
So well done. Yeah.
Honestly, I think this may be one of the best Nancy Drew episodes of this TV show that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of them are great. Like, and obviously we love the 70s TV show, but this one was just really good. I just thought it was so good, so well crafted, and so like just such a great tone and a great vibe. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. I will say, Kori, I am extremely interested in the fact that not only did they change the Ned actor in this episode, but they also like erased the existence of the previous Ned actor.
I know. So y'all, we're still on Nancy number 1 at this point because obviously Pamela Sue Martin's still here. We're on George number 2. We're on Ned number 2. Bess is back to not existing anymore. I think Carson's the only actor that made it through the entirety of this show, honestly.
Oh my gosh, you might be right.
Other than the Hardy Boys, obviously, and Fenton, so.
Oh, wow.
Was this Pamela Sue's last episode? Let me double check.
Was it?
No, she had one more after this that came out on January 1st, 1978. The Lady on Thursday at 10 was her very last episode.
Huh.
But yeah.
Wow.
So then Nancy number 2 will come in 2 Nancy episodes after.
JLJ. Yeah.
That's probably the only critique I have of this show. Just how, I mean, I know back then it was way more common for if an actor wasn't going to do it anymore to just replace that character rather than writing them out or doing something else. But we did do it a lot in this show. So that's really my only complaint about it. But otherwise, loved it.
I will say, I do think that the Ned actor that they chose for this episode, or for the rest, is so much more attractive.
Oh, yeah. I don't like his attitude.
No, he is also awful, but I think the first Ned was also pretty awful.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, Ned is just awful in all universes. I don't think there's really a way we can get around that, but as long as he's cute, I'm willing to accept more awfulness.
He's appropriately handsome, where I feel like the previous Ned actor was not the level of handsomeness that is described in the books, you know?
Well, just I think a bit too nerdy leaning, which is
yeah.
like fine, you know, like lots of people love that, but I just think Ned is supposed to be like more athletic, more classically handsome,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
And so I thought this Rick Springfield is who they cast as Ned for this one. And I just thought he was a much better choice than George O'Hanlon. So, yeah.
But the fact that they reintroduced Ned to Nancy,
like
it's
he
the
never
first time,
existed. Yes, it's wild.
Strange. I could almost understand if we did that for the first Janet Louise Johnson episode, that like maybe for some logic we're reintroducing them because it's different Nancy and Ned.
Right.
But to have the same Nancy re-meet Ned Nickerson, who is still like her father's law colleague or whatever he is, I don't really know. But yeah,
it's bizarre. Weird. It's very bizarre. But weirdly, I didn't mind it so much. As soon as I was like, oh, that's weird, I kind of just moved on.
Yeah.
You know? So,
it doesn't detract from the rest of it, thankfully.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
Yeah.
It does not. And I will say there is something about this episode with the Ned and Nancy dynamic that is still pretty awful. And like you can see how like absolutely it's a train wreck waiting to happen as far as like a relationship goes, but they have a little bit more chemistry, you know? So the sexual tension between Pamela Sue Martin and Rick Springfield really, I think, captured something for me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I kind of was like, okay, I kind of understand where they're going with this. Of course, it is never going to beat Frank Hardy in this series for me, but you know, I understood it. And I was like, okay, I think this works. I think this works. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So I didn't mind it, but
we've already kissed Frank Hardy. So have we forgotten about him? That's already happened at this point in the series. So is he done and we're on to Ned now? Or
well, listen, I don't know because I was not alive at this time, but I just kind of feel like, and maybe this is just what this TV show has made me feel like, but we're a bit free with our kisses,
of course,
in the 70s. And I don't know if that's like a free love holdover or like what, but everybody's kissing.
Yeah.
Literally, Ned will kiss Bess like on the cheek or whatever. And I'm like, that's a little too familiar. Like, but they just met. And I'm like, I don't know. But like, Nancy will just kind of give out kisses. She gives, well, the spoiler alert, she kisses Ned in this episode as like a thank you.
Yeah.
And they're not, you know, like there's like banter between them, but they're not really hitting on each other.
Right.
And she just kisses him, you know? So it's not like, I don't know. It just seems really like, the Wild Wild West of romance kind of a thing.
Which is fine. Which is totally fine.
Absolutely. It's just, I don't think that we're like maybe considering our past kisses as anything particularly special.
No, of course.
You know? So, yeah.
I would just rather see her have that flirtiness with Frank than with Ned in any case, but
100%.
We all know
100%.
that.
Of course.
We know that already. So.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't really have anything else to say about it. I just love it.
Yeah.
Just love it.
3 words then?
Santa.
Yeah.
Gotta be Santa. Yeah. Yes. And then I thought maybe like thievery, right? Because this is about like a string of robberies, which is also like very Christmassy somehow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just feels so appropriate. Like Home Alone type vibes, you know, people breaking in around the holidays. It's like, it's the most holiday-esque crime that you could get. So yeah, Santa, thievery or like stealing. And then I kind of thought mistaken identity.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Definitely.
Because that's kind of a central plot point with Santa, obviously. But then also I kind of thought with everyone, we're a little bit confused as to who everyone is. Like Ned's coming in and we're like, well, who is that? Like on a meta level, because we have Ned in the past, but then also we're getting reintroduced to him now. And Nancy doesn't know who he is. And I think Carson's meeting him for the first time. And, you know, the Bess and George actress just is like, who is that? You know, I don't know. I just feel like it's identity, like confusion is a pretty central plot point to this whole show.
Yeah. No, that wraps it up, honestly.
Okay. All right, great.
Should we start our summary?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Do you want to open us up, Kori?
Sure. In our opening scene, it is nighttime, and we see this man with white hair and a white beard. He's running and he jumps aboard a freight train, and there's two men with guns like chasing after him. So he's trying to get
Very
away as soon
exciting.
as he can, and he's able to like jump aboard, and somebody on the train like helps him get onto the train or whatever, so he is able to get away. And then two guys with guns say like, "Oh, this is a local train, and it's going to stop at the next station, River Heights. So we'll just head to the River Heights station and like try to cut him off there." So then we cut to River Heights. Okay, I have to say, this little B-roll shot that we just get of River Heights, I was like, oh, that's Stars Hollow. Like, just,
I know.
it looks like how they decorate.
It's just very picturesque, you know, with the square and the trees and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was very cute. Yeah, small town.
I feel like Lorelai and Rory were going to come around the corner any second and be on their way to go get coffee. You know, it's very cute. But so, yeah, picture like a very Stars Hollow-y. Everything's got a little red bow on it, and everything's covered in snow. It's very cute. And then we flash to the Drew home where Nancy, Carson, and George are all helping to decorate the Christmas tree in the living room.
I do have a quick question.
Yes.
And about George. Does George live with them?
I don't think so. I think that they just didn't have a Hannah. They just needed somebody else there. I don't know.
But it's like she's always at their house. And it's not even like, oh, George, come over. Or, yeah, George, I'll see you at my house kind of a thing. They don't ever set it up. She's just always there 24/7. And whenever Nancy needs her, she's at her house. And it's not even a question.
Right. Even Christmas morning. I'm like, George, do you not have your own parents to see?
No, but she's at the Drew home. It's really weird.
Well, she doesn't have a cousin Bess anymore to spend her Christmas mornings with.
I guess. Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, so George is just constantly here throughout the entire episode, by the way. So I don't think she ever goes home. We don't address it if she has her own parents or not. And this is the thing that happens pretty frequently in this episode, too. Someone will knock on the door, and Nancy and Carson just won't acknowledge that there's somebody at the door, and this person will just let themselves in and just stand in the foyer for like a while and watch them until somebody notices them. It's so weird. And I guess this is a thing that happened in the 70s. Nobody locked their front door. But Ned does this. He knocks on the door.
Nobody locks the door, but I don't think people were just accustomed to barging into people's homes.
It's weird, right?
Yes.
So Ned knocks on the door and nobody answers, so he just lets himself into the living room. And then he's like, oh, hi, Carson. But Carson doesn't acknowledge him. I guess doesn't hear him. He's still talking to Nancy. And as Ned's like watching all of this, Nancy is trying to put the star on top of the Christmas tree and actually falls off the ladder. And Ned like runs over and catches her. And so this is how Ned is introduced. I guess thank goodness he was there, right? And yes, so Carson introduces them as though it's the first time they've ever met. And we learn that he is visiting from the Boston DA's office and is here to just like consult with Carson on a case or help him. I don't know exactly what he's doing here. But yes, so we do have some like instant flirtation between the two of them. He makes a joke that when she fell off the ladder, she fell for him, you know.
Right.
It's like, I've never had a girl fall that hard for me. LOL. But he does tell her that she's decorating the Christmas tree wrong. And he's like, you don't know how to put a star on top of the tree. Watch and learn, girly. And yeah.
I wanted to strangle him instantly. I was like, okay, so this is how it's going to be. Yes. This is how it's going to be. I get it. I get it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, I just saw your note about the silver blouse with the sleeves. I had to watch this twice.
Yes.
I was so mesmerized by the sleeves. I had to watch it a second time just to make sure I didn't miss anything because I was so busy staring at the sleeves.
Pamela Sue's outfits in this episode are, I think, possibly the best outfits I have ever seen on her so far. Granted, I haven't watched the whole show, but like, yes, in this scene, she's wearing this amazing silver blouse with like, it's got almost like a chain link or like a
it's like beaded
chainmail or beaded or like sleeves. So like it's loose so you can kind of see her shoulders underneath. It's just so cool. It's so pretty. It's flowy, so cool. It's so 1970s. I think something like that would look great on you, Kori.
Oh, thank you. I was thinking I would wear that. It's so pretty.
I was just thinking like her whole aesthetic. I was like, is just the most amazing thing in this episode. Later, she wears these jeans with this blue turtleneck.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I'm like, oh my God.
Booty should have been one of the 3 words.
Booty should have been one of the 3 words because it's one of those jeans that they don't have back pockets. So it's just like the denim. I don't know. Her butt looks great.
And they're high-waisted, so you're just getting a full shot of the booty, you know.
And like a long leg. I mean, like, she is smoking in this episode. A smoke show, truly. The only one that doesn't hit for me is the white dress on Christmas morning.
Oh, yeah.
Both she and George are wearing white dresses. They like match. It's very weird and culty feeling. I don't like it. But other than that, every single episode or every single outfit is A++. Oh, her coat that she wears with the jeans and the blue turtleneck.
Sweater.
It's like, oh, it's so good. It's so
cute. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to post some pictures of her outfits in this episode because whenever we post about this on Instagram, because it is they're so good. So good.
Seriously, they deserve a moment of appreciation. Everyone needs to see these sleeves. They're really great. Oh my gosh. So he's showing her how to put a star on top of the tree, but she's very
aloof.
Yeah.
Annoyed.
She's just like, oh yeah. And he makes a comment about like, oh, isn't Christmas time just lovely? And she's like, yeah, I guess. Sure. Whatever. But anyway, we cut to a scene at a large house. There's a big old Christmas party going on, and we see a man in a red Santa Claus suit sneak in through the window upstairs at this party. There's like a locked china cabinet or whatever with a bunch of valuables inside, and so he breaks into this cabinet, takes everything, puts it in his big red bag, and leaves a greeting card, like a Christmas card, at the scene of the crime. I think it says like, see you next year, or like, thanks for all your stuff, see you next Christmas, or whatever. Love, Santa. And so we learn at this point that the host of this party at this house is one of Carson's buddies, I guess, because he calls Carson and he's like, why aren't you guys here yet? Come on over to the party. I really wish you'd bring your teenage daughter because everyone wants her to be around because she livens things up. That was the creepiest line in this whole episode.
I made a comment about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird because he's like he's an older man. He's definitely Carson's age, if not a little bit older. And and he and Nancy like also have like spend some time alone together, even though he's like married. And he talks about like, oh yeah, I need your daughter here to liven things up.
And he plays it like he's kind of drunk too. Like it's a little sloppy the way he says it.
I'm sure he is. It's a Christmas party, but
yeah. I mean, that's what you're supposed to get out of it. And so it's just like this creepy older drunk man,
lecherous man,
going on about how Nancy is needed to liven up his party.
It's like, what is she gonna strip for you at this Christmas party? Like that's the vibe. That's the vibe.
It's a weird way that he like phrases it. And so when you hear him say it, it's just like, oh, okay. But you want to take it from here?
Sure. So after he makes this call to Carson, we cut to outside the party and we see these men with the guns again who were chasing that guy, and they're just sitting in a car outside this house. We learn that they lost that white-haired guy at the train station, and one kind of reassures the other one that they'll eventually catch him and that he'll never see Christmas. So that's pretty ominous. But then we see the white-haired guy again, and he's walking down this street where this party is going on and where these guys are sitting in the car. And he sees this man in the red suit actually climbing back down the side of this house. So like he sees the Santa Claus thief leaving the scene of the crime, but he doesn't think anything is wrong. And we can talk about that a little bit more later. He's very innocent. And he thinks well of everyone.
Of course.
And so he just continues on his walk. He goes into a barn, which later I guess we learn is a barn or like a stable that is on the same property where this Christmas party is going on. And he lays down to sleep in there. And he ends up being caught by 2 children, Charles and Grace, who are the children of Carson's friend. And he tells them that he's Santa Claus and he just needs a place to rest for the night because tomorrow's going to be a big day because tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So the Drews then show up to this Christmas party where they find the host. We learn that his name is Mr. Haviland. And he is there with the police, and they are at the scene of this theft, right? They've discovered that they've been robbed. And so Mr. Haviland tells them about this crime, and he shows Nancy and Carson and Ned and George, who are also there, this season's greetings card that he left at the scene of the crime, that it's signed Santa Claus. And Nancy and Carson go, oh, again? Because apparently this exact thing has happened 4 times just this week. A house gets robbed and then a Christmas card is left behind. So Nancy takes the card and looks at it, and Ned immediately chews the police out because they shouldn't have handed Nancy the card because it's evidence, and she shouldn't be touching this. If there's fingerprints on it, she's contaminating it, which is true.
Have a point, yeah.
But because Ned says it, it's annoying.
It's the way he says it. It's the way he says it. He's rude about it.
He's very rude. And he doesn't stop it from happening. He chews them out after the fact. But it's if he would really cared about it, he would have been like, oh no, Nancy, don't touch that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it wasn't like he was helping anyone. He was just being a jerk about it after it. Anyway. But so Nancy kind of looks around the crime scene a little bit, and she impresses Ned with some deductions that she makes at the crime scene. But eventually they go back home since the party is over, and Ned is talking about this crime, and he calls it a second-story job, meaning that an experienced crook did this. So he's going to go check to see I guess he has access to different record systems as being a part of the DA's office or whatever. So he's going to check to see if anyone recently got out of prison in this area who, was a second story man. But he does make some disparaging comments about the size of River Heights because he doesn't think it's likely because it's too small town or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Nancy is just really offended by this. And she sarcastically responds to him that, oh, she's so glad, that the DA's office is here now to finally take charge of everything. So things between them get pretty spicy pretty quickly. Or salty, I guess.
Oh, gosh.
You could say. You take it?
Oh, sure. So now we cut to another house where another Santa Claus break-in is occurring. But this time, the crook leaves a bloody fingerprint on the doorknob after cutting himself. So basically, the door he's trying to get in through has a glass window, and he just punches the window out.
Yeah.
And his hand is all gashed and bloody, and then he uses that same
gashed!
hand.
The way you said gashed was so cute.
Oh my gosh.
Gashed!
Oh, this is just dumb criminal stuff. Because then you use that bloody hand to touch the doorknob. Why not wrap your hand up?
So much for being an experienced crook,
Right? Leaving bloody thumbprints at the scene of the crime. Mm-hmm. Great. So he's cut himself and then he goes on to do his robbery or whatever. And then we cut to Nancy, who's driving. She's on her way back to the Haviland home because she decided she needed to ask them more about the break-in. And she's driving past this house, which is I guess a little bit down the road from the Haviland's house. And she notices all the lights are on and she thinks that it's weird because I guess she knows the family that lives here and knows that they're actually supposed to be out of town right now. So she goes to the front door. It's locked. Nothing strange there. And so she, of course, goes around back, climbs up the balcony, and sees the broken window on the door with the bloody fingerprint. So I don't know how scientifically sound this is, but she uses a piece of Scotch tape that she just happens to have in her pocket, by the way, carrying that around. She takes the copy of the bloody fingerprint.
This is such a Nancy Drew PC game moment.
Right?
Just happening to have a roll of Scotch tape and just knowing that you need to use that on the fingerprint to take it. So I just thought that was funny.
Also, when she does this, we zoom in on the doorknob and we see her fingernails. They are phenomenal. Go back and watch that part. I'm like, how do you get anything done with nails like that? They're so long, so perfectly filed, gorgeous little red for Christmas time. Like, it's very pretty. So yeah, Nancy is a fashion queen in this episode.
Seriously.
I just love it. Very, very glamorous, I would say. But so inside, she calls the police and is like, I think that the thief might still be in the house. And then she's like wandering around trying to like, I guess, evade the bad guy, but still snoop on him. But then, oops, he appears like right behind her. And he is wearing the most horrifying, like hyper realistic mask I've ever seen. It's so creepy. So yeah, so she uses the scotch tape to take a copy of this fingerprint, and then once the thief like appears behind her, he tries to like swing the big red bag at her, and so she's like run away. And he's like trying to throw things at her, but then she makes it to the living room. Instead of trying to like run or fight anymore, she just picks up a chair, throws it through the window, and just like sprints, throws herself through the window, and gets away, and is able to like flee. Oh my gosh!
Hell yeah, Nancy!
So at this point, the bad guy is able to also make it outside of the house, and he like runs around the side of the house, but then the police pull up at this exact moment and they think he's still inside. So Nancy runs over to the cop car and tells them like, oh, I just saw Santa with his big red bag trying to chase me and attack me. But the bad guy kind of gets away at this point, and so the cops like go in to check the house, and then we see the bad guy. He snuck off to actually the Haviland stable or barn or whatever that they have in the back. And he goes in and he sees our white-haired friend just asleep in this barn, and he hides his bag of loot behind a hay bale. And then he just kind of sneaks out the back. Oh yeah, so Nancy, outside, back at the police car, Nancy is describing everything that happened to Captain Rogers of the police force. And Mr. Haviland, the neighbor, also comes over, and he invites Nancy to come back to his house for some tea while the police kind of search the area. Ew. This is weird. Yeah, Nancy just like goes into their house and helps herself to making this tea. Yeah. It's kind of strange. At first, I thought that this was the house that she'd broken into. And I was like, she's just helping herself to this family's kitchen that they're out of town. But it is the Haviland's home.
It's the Haviland's house.
But while she's making this tea, she actually runs into the children again, Charles and Grace. And she sees that they have like a big old loaf of bread and a big jar of cookies. And she's like, are you guys going to go eat all that yourselves? Like, what are you doing? And they confess actually that they are taking this food to Santa Claus, who's out in the stable. And so Nancy is like, oh, great. The children have caught the thief. Let's go see him. So she asks the kids to take her to the barn, and they give him the food, and like Santa says goodnight to the children. And she stays, and she's like, you know, it's a really dirty trick to tell those kids that you're Santa Claus just to get some free food out of them. And he's like, well, it's not a dirty trick if it's true. And she's like, what?
What?
And she's like, you're just trying to say you're the real Santa? Then where's your red suit? And he's like, oh, well, you know, don't you think that that's kind of old-fashioned? I don't really wear that anymore. I know the media says that that's what I wear, but no. And so she asks his name, and he says Griffin. And she's like, well, first or last name? And he's like, Griffin's good. That's all you need to know.
What?
Yeah. And so she's confused, and she's like, okay, well, then where did you hide that creepy mask that you were wearing? And he's like, what are you talking about? What mask? And so she kind of explains about the robbery just now. And he's like, oh, no, that was not me. But I did actually see a man dressed in the, you know, old-fashioned, he says old-fashioned Santa outfit coming down out of that house. But I just assumed that it was like the father of the house having fun with his kids or whatever. And so he just assumed the best of this guy. But then the police come in and try to arrest him. And Nancy's like, no, I'm certain that this is not the man that attacked me. But then the police search the barn and they find the bag of loot. So they arrest him. He starts protesting. He's like, no, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. That's my busiest night of the year. You can't keep me from doing what I need to do on Christmas Eve. And so now Nancy has to not only solve the robberies, but also get him out of jail in time to save Christmas.
I love this plot. I love this plot. It's so good. It's so good. Because not only do we have like these like robberies, it's like, oh that's a very like Christmas thing. Like you have to like stop these people's homes from getting robbed, right? Because like presents and all that stuff. But also like actual Santa Claus shows up and gets arrested for these crimes unjustly. And now you have to get Santa Claus out of jail?
Nancy Drew's gonna save Christmas.
It's so good.
Already, this is like mandatory annual watching. Like every Christmas now, I'm going to have to rewatch this. It's so fun.
So right after he gets arrested, we cut to the men with the guns in the car, and they see this Mr. Griffin / Santa Claus guy being arrested, and they follow the cop car. And Nancy is still like standing outside the stable, and she sees them go after the cop car, and she thinks that is strange. But then we get this is so weird. There's like 2 scenes like this in the show. It's this weird scene where this Santa Griffin character seems to be like meditating. He's in his jail cell, and then he like sees Nancy in her home pacing in front of the Christmas tree. So it's like he has some magical ability to be able to see
like
other
these
people,
visions.
like these visions of what they're doing away from him.
Santa's magic.
So it's very interesting. But anyway,
Yes.
So Nancy is pacing at her house. I guess she's just so worked up from Santa getting arrested. And then we see Carson sleeping in his bed in his room, and he gets woken up by a phone call, but like no one's there. And Nancy, I guess, hears the phone ring or whatever, and she goes into Carson's room, and she's like, "Listen, Carson, I really need you to, go represent this Griffin guy." Because she says, this is my favorite quote from the whole episode. She says,
of course,
"We can't let Santa sit in jail on Christmas. It's un-American." Then Carson's like, "Nancy, it's 3 a.m. Like, okay, yeah, sure, fine. I'll represent this Griffin guy, but I'll go to the jail in the morning because it's 3. And she's like, "Yeah, exactly. It's 3 a.m. Time's a wasting. Like, get up."
She's still wearing the sleeves, to the shirt with the pretty sleeves too. Like she's
Silver
still
shirt.
Never has gone to bed so far.
But then when Nancy asks Carson who was on the phone that woke him up, he says no one. And then we cut to Griffin in the jail, almost like he somehow made the phone ring.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got special magic powers or something. That's what we're supposed to understand, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So Carson gets up in the middle of the night and goes with Nancy to the police station and bail Griffin out. Nancy introduces Carson to him, and he kind of asks him a few questions, but Mr. Griffin just says that he wasn't involved in the robberies, and he will only say that he came from quote-unquote up north. He also doesn't have any ID or any credit cards, as he says he doesn't have use for them. And Nancy kind of expresses concern for him because at least the police will probably consider him a quote-unquote transient.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the show phrases it. Because he doesn't have any ID or doesn't seem to live anywhere. And he says, "Oh no, I'm actually financially quite comfortable. I just only work 1 night a year, and then the rest of the year I travel and supervise other people's work." So Santa Claus with elves.
Yeah. I love it.
So funny.
Just come out and say it, Griffin. Come on.
But Carson's like, "Okay, well, your bail's posted and there's going to be a preliminary trial in a few days or whatever. But until then, he's welcome to stay with them at the Drew home." And at first he seems like he's going to take them up on this offer, but they kind of go out into the police station, and he looks out the window and he sees those 2 men sitting in the car outside waiting for him. And he says, "You know what? Never mind. I don't want you to be put out." And then when Carson and Nancy look away for just a second, he disappears. The next day, Carson reads a newspaper article that says Carson Drew defends Santa Claus. So apparently this Griffin guy spoke to the press and told them that he was Santa. Also, Ned looked in whatever DA systems he has access to and found a recently released second story man on the run whose name is Griffin. So is Griffin actually Santa Claus, or is he just some kind of con man? We don't know, but Nancy is still really adamant that this guy is innocent, and she storms out, determined to prove it. And then we get a little scene of her with George reviewing the evidence of the case so far, and she has this realization, this is wild. She says she needs George to research everyone who works in all of these homes that have gotten robbed, any service workers or like anyone who's like been in and out of the home. Are you serious that the police didn't do this already?
I guess not. Poor
That's
George.
wild.
It's just ordering.
Also,
her
like,
around.
yeah, what, Nancy, aren't you supposed to be the detective? Shouldn't you be looking into this? But she has George do it, the grunt work. So
Poor George. So now we cut to a man who is in a high-rise building. He's on a phone call, and apparently he is the boss of the two men with the guns that have been following Griffin. We learned that Griffin somehow like magically appeared nearby when this guy was doing a $5 million drug deal.
So
is he the
bricks
cartel?
of cocaine.
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah.
So, of course, because Griffin witnessed this, he wants Griffin dead and tells the guys on the phone, like, make sure you get it done, kind of thing. Then we go to a department store, or we get a scene at a department store. Nancy's not there, but we see kids lined up to meet Santa Claus. You know, go sit on his lap, tell him what you want for Christmas. And this guy is not sober right now. He's not doing the best job at this. And it's not long until all the children in line, which our friends Charles and Grace are in line right now, the little kids, they see Griffin nearby. And of course, they all think that he is the real Santa. So they gather around him, and Charles and Grace tell all the other children that this is the real Santa. And so they need to be talking to him instead. And this makes the department store manager recognize him from the papers. And he's like, oh, that's the guy from jail. I need him to work with the children instead. This man who's like he's talking about how like, oh, I know you're going back to jail or whatever. Won't you come work with the children? It's just kind of a weird way that it's phrased or whatever. But so they recognize him from the newspaper and invite him to their Christmas party that evening at the store. They're going to have like a Christmas parade in the store that evening. And so they invite him.
Like, it's outside on the square. I think they don't do a good job of explaining this in the episode, but it's like, I think this department store is like sponsoring this like town Christmas party that is taking place outside on the square, and there's going to be a parade and everything. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they don't explain very explicitly what that means. So now we cut back to Nancy and George looking at the list that George has compiled of everyone who has worked at all of the homes that have been burgled. It seems like a man named Peter Cortez has been a gardener for all of these families. So she decides that they need to get a fingerprint from Peter Cortez to compare to the one from the bloody doorknob print. I don't know why the police won't do this instead. George even asks, like, why don't you let the police do that work? And she says, oh, no, I need to get real proof because I can't have Ned thinking that I'm an amateur.
Okay. But listen, okay, I think Ned is super annoying, and I do think that, like, their relationship would be an absolute train wreck. But there is something about this, like, one-upmanship that I think is super appropriate, like, just works for the both of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This, like, kind of competition. And it's just that eventually Nancy will absolutely obliterate him, and then his fragile ego, like masculinity, is going to be so broken that he's going to be just the worst version of himself, and they'll break up. But I think it's funny, so
it's a healthy competition, I think.
At this point, I think
this
it
point,
is. Yeah, I think you can see. I think you can absolutely just see the future trajectory of like just the downward spiral that this relationship is going to be. But right now, it's fun. So
yeah, this is fine. This like pushing Nancy to like be more, be better. That's fine. But you're right. He is going to get like snotty about it real quick. Yeah, because he's supposed
to be like some like hotshot like attorney guy, and this like, you know, teenage girl, because I'm sure he's much older than her. At least a few years. He's at least in his 20s. You know, this teenage girl is absolutely wiping the floor with him. That's not gonna go well with him for very long. But
no. So Nancy goes to the Haviland home and goes into the stable, where unfortunately somebody is already there looking for his bag of loot, which of course the police have already taken. It's not here, but he's trying to find it. And Nancy walks in, apparently doesn't notice him because he's kind of like in the corner of the stable, But he like comes up behind her and shuts the door behind her, trapping her in there with him. So she assumes correctly that this man is Peter Cortez, and he threatens her and starts to approach her saying, I should have taken care of you last night. At this point, Ned arrives with the police just in time because I guess George told him where she was going to be because he didn't like the sound of her doing this alone, but he did go and get the police. And Ned like tackles Peter Cortez before he can like actually do anything, but then the police like come and like arrest him before anything else can happen. Nancy is more appreciative of this than perhaps she should be because
whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
She's very appreciative and kisses him as a thank you for saving her life.
See, that's what I have an issue with. No more. Let's not kiss people as a thank you anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be exchanging sexual favors for gratitude. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think being grateful for someone to saving your life and perhaps even having a greater appreciation for them because of that is one thing. I think offering them your body in exchange is another.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ned loves this, and he makes a comment about how he needs to start doing that more often.
I roll. My God.
Mm.
Listen. It's annoying to me as a feminist to watch this scene, but also, like, if I'm putting myself in Nancy's shoes, I kind of get it. You know, like, he's cute, and like, yes, this is annoying, but in like a banter kind of way, and I could see myself getting over it. You know.
Mm-hmm. A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, but eventually we'd have bigger problems. Mm-hmm. But you know, in this moment, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. He does actually compliment her, to be fair. Mm-hmm. He's like, you know what? Good job. You caught the guy. You cleared Griffin's name, even if we don't know specifically yet that he is indeed Santa Claus. You want to take it from here?
Sure. So then we cut to a press conference that Carson is holding at the department store for some reason. And he's talking about how Griffin has now been cleared now that Cortez has been arrested. And Nancy is there as well. And she walks outside of the department store press conference for a second, and she spots the car that's been following Griffin, and she recognizes it because she'd seen it before. And she takes its license plate down. We cut to the men in the car, and they are talking to each other and planning on waiting until tonight at this like big department store Christmas party to try to kill Griffin. They specifically say that they're going to kill him. And then also now they're worried that Griffin may have told Carson and Nancy about the drug deal since he's been working so closely with them for this like case or whatever. And so they're like, you know, we actually should probably kill all three of them just to be on the safe side.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, we're in trouble now. So later back at the Drew home, Nancy is wrapping presents and telling Carson that what she really wants for Christmas is like this little China doll that she saw in a shop window in Amsterdam when she was young, which I thought this was super interesting. So apparently she traveled with Carson, I guess, around the world when she was little, which cool. I think explains so much about Nancy Drew's character in this TV show to have this kind of lore. I just thought was super cool.
Oh, absolutely.
But she's like, obviously it's not possible to get that exact doll, you know, because she's never seen anything like it again and, you know, whatever. But she was just saying, they were talking about like Christmas presents, and that's, you know, she'd always wanted that. So But while they're having this conversation, Griffin has come into their house, like you said, knocked on the door and just let himself in. And he has overheard part of this conversation. When Nancy does finally notice him, he tells them that he's just here on the way to this big Christmas party to thank them for their help. And Nancy like asks him like, hey, like, I've seen this car. Who is following you? Like, I know you're in trouble. Like, we can still help you. And he just tells her like not to worry about it. And then he kisses her on the cheek and leaves.
Yeah.
But this is really gross because it's not just like a sweet little peck kind of a thing. He like grabs her chin, and it's quite forceful, and I don't like it. It does not feel good to me. The vibes are totally off.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the three words should have been older men creeping on Nancy, because
It's a little
that
too much of
happens
that.
a lot. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Santa. It's not supposed to be even remotely creepy. Yeah.
But it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so the party is kicking off in this town square, and we see in this like taller building next to the square, the two men setting up a sniper rifle. This is honestly horrifying, and probably should put a content warning on this episode for gun violence, because yeah.
They're gonna snipe Santa.
They're gonna
No.
snipe Santa, and also shoot on this crowd of people at this party.
And snipe Nancy and Carson too.
Exactly. So, but everyone has arrived at this party, and everyone's all set to have a good time. Griffin is there in his old-fashioned Santa suit, and he is ready to join the parade. Ned tells Nancy that he looked up that license plate that she took down and saw that it's registered to a man who works for some syndicate in New York, owned by someone named Harry Champion. And this is interesting because kind of the way that they talk about it seems like this may be like a recurring bad guy character in the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'm just imagining that or not, but like I kind of wonder if he's in anything else because they talk about like they're wanting to like finally be able to get him. So like I wonder if he's been involved in other crimes in the series or something.
He must be because we don't. He's not arrested at the end of this that we know of, right? So maybe he like comes back or something in the next episode. That'd be interesting. Ooh, okay, we'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. But so the parade starts, and Griffin Santa is sitting in the back of a convertible with Nancy and Carson. And suddenly Griffin does that thing again where he like zones out and somehow sees what other people are doing. And he sees the men in the building with the gun. So he then disappears. And Carson and Nancy are like, where did he go? He was just here. He was like literally sitting in between them in the backseat of this car. So they're like, how did he disappear? But so now the men with the rifle only have Carson and Nancy to aim at, which they do. And then they start shooting on this square full of people, which is very scary. Everyone starts running and panicking. But so the police obviously realize very quickly where the shots are coming from, and they run into this building along with Carson and Nancy following. And when they get inside, they find the two men unconscious and in handcuffs already. But there are like no cops around, so it's not like the police caught them. They've just suddenly been stopped from shooting randomly.
Interesting.
Very weird. So Nancy looks around at the scene a little bit and she sees fresh sleigh tracks in the snow. So basically, yes, Griffin is Santa and he somehow magically came into this building and stopped these men.
Oh my gosh. That's what happened.
Literally how we leave this storyline.
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap it up?
Oh, sure. Yes. Nancy, by the way, makes some very interesting facial expressions when she gets so excited that she realizes it's Santa. She's like, oh. Yeah. It's kind of funny. The acting is great. I love it. But now we get what I have wanted to see for so long now, a scene where Carson and Nancy are sitting around the Christmas tree, Christmas morning. So nice. Of course, George is there as well because she doesn't have her own family to go home to. But they're all opening presents together. And then Ned shows up with gifts for everyone as well. And he updates us. He says that the men have been arrested for attempted murder, and this could be their way of getting closer to this Harry Champion guy. Then Nancy sees a present under the tree that wasn't there before. She's like, I don't recognize that gift. That's so weird. And Carson's like, oh, well, what does the card say? And there's not a card. So he's like, just open it, Nancy. And so she opens it, and there actually is a card inside. It's from Griffin. It says, for believing, Merry Christmas. And she opens the present, and yeah, it's the little China doll from Amsterdam. The exact same one from when she was a little child. Yeah. And she just knows. She knows that it was really Santa that did this for her. The end.
I love this. It's so Santa Claus is real.
I'm obsessed with
this
that
universe. Like, that's amazing.
I love that
so
they left
fun.
it open, especially because like our Dracula episode, we left it like, was it really
Yes!
Dracula? I love that we did the same thing here with Santa.
My favorite. It's my
So
favorite
cute.
trope. I love it so much. I love
Right?
it so much because it's like, yeah, maybe magic is real, and maybe we can entertain that thought in our mystery show. Maybe we don't have to have all the answers as long as the crime itself is solved. Like,
Right.
I love it.
We got the bad
it.
guys.
We got the bad guys.
But she did believe.
She
got her
believed.
little doll. Which, by the way, is like ugly and creepy. It's like wearing a diaper and like
Yeah, it is.
weird
very
long
strange doll.
johns. I wouldn't. She calls it the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen. I don't get it. To each their own, you know. But I'm glad she got her doll. Whatever.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Oh man,
that's so funny. Okay, I will say, so like I was talking about before, the Nancy and George are both wearing these white dresses, and I know it's like Christmas morning, but like I'm wondering, like, was that a thing to like wear white on Christmas, or was that just a weird choice by the costume department?
Were they nightgowns?
No, they were like kind of like fancy white 70s dresses.
No, you're right.
And Carson was like dressed up too, but he wasn't wearing white. He was just wearing like a suit or whatever. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know. It just felt very culty, and it was weird, especially too because George was there in a matching dress. So it would be one thing if it was just Nancy and Carson, and that just happened to be what she was wearing. But like they both like kiss Carson on the cheek. It felt very like, here are my like sister wives kind of like on Christmas kind of vibe in their young women, and it was just a weird feeling. But also in this last scene, I don't know if you noticed or not, but Nancy says to Ned that he is family now.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that. Why? Because y'all are dating?
What? But you're not dating. Like,
true. Like,
you kissed once after he saved your life. There's been no follow-up since then. How is he like family now? It's been literally like 3 days since he's been here. How is he like, even if you were dating now, how is he like family? He's like
your dad's colleague that you kissed one time. Yeah. And suddenly that makes you family? Okay.
Like, you could have just said like, oh, I'm glad like that you get to be here for Christmas or whatever. Like, I'm glad that like, you know, you're not alone on Christmas, that you can like be with us or whatever. But like, it's another thing to be like, you're practically family now.
I'd be weirded out if I were Ned. I'd be like, no, I don't think so. Not quite. I'm going back home to Mapleton to my actual family,
but thanks, I guess. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't have anything to say. It's so good. It's so
cute.
Good.
Yes.
So cute. It's perfect. It's tropey, just enough on all the right levels. The crime is engaging enough to just be like a little bit scary and frightening and threatening in some moments without ruining like the Christmas charm of the whole thing. Perfect. 10 out of 10. No notes. Like yeah. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone. Like, it makes me want to sit down with some Christmas cookies and popcorn and work on a Christmas craft while watching
hot chocolate. Yeah.
Yes. It is that kind of TV episode. So
it's delightful. It's very classic. Yeah. No, like seriously, I'm not kidding. It has to be like an annual rewatch. It's just, it fits in so well with all those other Christmas movies that you want to rewatch every year, like Home Alone or whatever. Like,
yeah. Perfect vibes.
I'm trying to think what else there is to say about it, and I just can't get those sleeves out of my head. They're just so gorgeous.
The sleeves. Also, Nancy at one point when she's wearing the jeans and the blue turtleneck, she wears gold hoop earrings.
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah.
And like this long like necklace, like so quintessentially 70s. So perfect. So beautiful. So good. So good.
That did make me nervous though.
Because that's what she caught on something.
Yeah, because that's what she wears to go confront what's his name? The bad guy.
Peter,
Cortez. What's his name? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, don't wear hoop earrings to a fight.
Ooh.
What are you doing? Other than that, I just saw that. I was like, ooh, that could go wrong real quick. If you're trying to like get away from this bad guy, those could get caught on something really easily. She looked amazing. But
so
just
glamorous.
practically, yeah.
So glamorous. Yeah.
Very glamorous. Very Christmassy glamorous. Like everything's just subtly sparkly and just so cozy looking. Yeah. The coat's just so big and warm. Yeah.
The coat with like the fur like fringe on it.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
So good. And then like his brown on top of the blue, like such a good color combination. I can't.
Love it.
So good. It was great. It was a great time. I don't have anything else to say. I just loved it and I don't want to let it go yet, you know?
I know. How delightful. I wasn't really even expecting that there would be a Christmas episode. I just kind of was like, oh, I wonder if there is one. And we checked and there was one. And we were like, well, obviously that has to be the Christmas episode this year. Perfect. Because I don't think that the other Nancy Drew media really has any Christmassy theme like that. I don't think that the 95 show one did. I know the CW show doesn't have a Christmas episode at any point.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
There's a Passover episode.
Oh,
because
cool.
Ace is Jewish, so we see Ace's family celebrate Passover with the rest of the Drew crew. Like everybody's invited to the dinner or whatever. So
maybe
that's
we
nice.
should do that around Passover time,
right? That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's in season 4, and there's not like a movie or anything that has a Christmas scene in it. So we needed this. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a long tangent. Sorry, that's not relevant to anything. But
no. I agree 100%. It would be great to have more Christmas episodes, but this one is definitely going in the books as a classic and to rewatch for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Flashlight score?
5.
So easy.
It's just easy. Like there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, Ned's annoying, yes, but like in a fun, funny way. And I kind of like at this point it's just old hat and like I'm not really I'm annoyed with it, sure, but it just feels like it's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. In a weird way. I don't want Ned to be better because I enjoy using Ned as a punching bag. Yeah. So, I understand some of you like Ned. That's totally fine. I'm not trying to harsh, on your jollies or whatever. I just think it's fun and funny. Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought it was just great. It was great.
Yeah. So
5
fun.
flashlights, so good. Should we talk about what we're going to do next, or should we leave it a surprise?
Should we tell them? Oh my gosh.
I kind of don't know. I kind of feel like maybe it should be a surprise and that you guys should keep your eyes peeled on our Instagram. Maybe we can give a tease. Because I think at this point we can say that it's going to be an interview.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a big deal interview.
Yes.
Probably our biggest deal interview, in my opinion, so far.
A little bit of an anniversary celebration for something that's celebrating a milestone since it was first released. So
yeah.
How much more specific can I get with these hands? Oh my gosh.
I think we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
And Nancy Drew's out there. If you guys want to do some sleuthing, you could probably figure out where we're going with this. But other than that, I think I want you guys to be surprised. Of course, we'll let you all know on Instagram as we approach probably what more is going to be happening. But yeah, just keep your eyes peeled and it'll come out in the new year.
Our first episode of 2026. Oh, Can we say it might be a video episode as well? We're hoping to actually do video and audio as well. So you might be able to watch it or just listen.
Because we definitely think this is one that you guys are going to want to see. So yeah. So
you'll see us and
you'll truly see us for the first time and our guest. Maybe.
Oh, was that a plural? Oh no. I gotta cut it here because I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna spoil it.
Okay,
oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, we are super excited and we will see you then, Regular Drews.
Yep. See you then.
Thank you for listening to Regular Nancy Drew. If you like this episode, make sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Email us at regularnancydrew@gmail.com.
You can also visit our website, regularnancydrew.com, and also follow us on Instagram at regularnancydrew.
You can also support us on Patreon. Patrons at the $3 level vote on upcoming episode topics and get exclusive access to our Scoop Sesh series.
And all patrons receive early access to each episode as well as weekly bonus content.
And to all you regular Drews out there, thanks for listening.